Welcome back to the Road Show this morning in the Buzz. A local student-directed play has been called off after a complaint by a parent. Now, the play is called The Wedding Story, and it was set to be performed this weekend at the Attleboro High School's Drama Club Festival. But the parents of one student actor found the content to be inappropriate. The school committee agreed later after learning the plot, which has the groom taking up with a drag queen while the bride dies from what is described as a somewhat accidental drug overdose. Now, take a listen to what school administrators and the play organizer each had to say about it.
I knew from the beginning that people weren't going to be all right with the lines, but then we changed some of them at the end. Like, we took out some of the language.
Reading the script, many of the members felt like this was way over the top. It just contradicted all the values we're trying to teach our kids at Attleboro.
Now, Amanda says the play was supposed to be a satire about the state of marriage in our society, and that she picked it because she felt it was an important point to get across. So what do you guys think about this situation?
First off, why didn't the school committee look at the script before it got to this?
I have to say, that's my main question.
They printed out the pamphlets, they had a date to open, they were rehearsing and rehearsing. Was there no adult supervision the entire time? Did no one approve the script? Like, I don't understand how these things get to this point. They should have said.
Then you call it off,
yeah.
and the kids are all disappointed.
Yeah, hey, here's the performance we plan on doing. Okay, can we get it approved? Yes or no? And then it wastes people's time and money.
What do you think?
Amanda says she's trying to get a point across here that sometimes people marry drag queens and then sometimes people have accidental drug overdoses. I mean, I don't know. I think that's kind of a reach, trying to get a point across. I don't know. I mean, I went to a play when I was in middle school, and it was about drunk driving and what happens when you drink and drive, and you know, there's chances you're going to die in a drunk driving crash. Well, it had such an impact on me that I still remember the song that they played in the play. I was like 11 years old, or whatever it was. That's getting a point across to me. This, I don't know. I just think it's a creative mind going to work here. But you're right. I agree with you. You know, you got to proofread this stuff maybe above at the higher levels.
It's obviously heavy material.
Yeah,
you think?
So, and it may be. Listen, I haven't seen the way the overall message of the play, and so I don't know what specifically they're objecting to in this play. But it does seem like you're right. You know, this may be above a high school level. This may be a college level play. I think any time though that you have a situation where, you know, from the outside, when you have a situation where you might not agree with the content. I mean, certainly. You know, Catcher in the Rye was controversial. Gone with the Wind, because they said the word damn, was controversial in its time. And I think anytime that you have these, it really opens up doors to sit down and to talk with your kids about, you know, what does this mean? What is the message? Do we agree with that message? How would we, you know, confront this message if it were presented to us in another way, if we encountered it in life?
That's another thing. If the script was proofread by an adult, maybe they could have worked together to, you know, Amanda could have said, hey, here's what we want to, here's our message, and they could have tweaked some stuff and went in this avenue or that way. But, I mean, now the whole thing's going to be canceled, and it's, you know.
Well, I wonder, you know, do they have to refund tickets now? Are their sets probably been set up? I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing to cancel the play. I just don't understand why it had to get to this point when all their kids had their hopes up. And I'm wondering the same thing. Where was everybody along the way?
I think a lot of these kids, this is their. If they're not playing sports or whatever, if they're into the theater, this is their
state championship, right?
Exactly, and now now they're not going to get to do anything. So
I appreciate the creativity. I think that's you're thinking outside the box, Amanda. I know we're talking about her specifically. There's probably more people involved. But I just think, you know, this is a discussion that you have with someone that might be able to relay the message a little bit better, someone that's maybe a generation ahead of you that say, all right, there's a right way and a wrong way of going about this.
And this might not be appropriate for high school kids.
You know, but it is too bad. I agree with you that this is what they probably look forward to all, say, senior year, and there it goes.
Well, certainly it's been the talk of our news, and Courtney, I'm imagining that a lot of people in Attleboro and beyond are talking about this morning. Maybe some people even had plans to go.
Absolutely, and the big questions this morning is, you know, why did it take so long to realize that the play had contents like this? Because it is too bad that today's Friday and it's canceled for the weekend. Maybe there would have been some alternative choices there. So here are some of the comments from the live blog, and we have tons on Facebook, so we can get to that. And Smokey Wolves wants to know, doesn't the school committee look over these things before the kids are all excited about it? It just isn't fair, and they should have changed it a little so the show could go on. And Lisa says, probably a good idea to pull it. Why didn't they complain before, or didn't they realize what was going on before? She says it's strange, and she agrees with everything Ben had to say during the buzz. Here's the poll here under the live blog. What do you think about the school's decision to pull the play? A, A, I agree, the play was too controversial, or B, the show must go on, freedom of speech. So you can weigh in there and also read the story about this play here if you're just catching in with us this morning. Here's a look at our Facebook page. Lots of comments so far. This first one's from Ryan Pickering. He says, I'm not sure why a school would put on a play so controversial, but I'm glad they canceled it. Corey Freitas says, I think that although most kids have seen these scenarios on TV, it's not something appropriate that's for a school play. And Amanda Ranichek's on the other side. She says, my theory is that this school, although they're trying to protect minors and keep the conservative parents happy, she doesn't think they have a right to censor art. So if you agree with her or want to weigh in, you can do so a number of ways. I'll be back with the poll results about a half hour. For now, back to the kitchen. Lily, what's cooking?